Okay, so we'll call the meeting to order at 5 o'clock. So, let's see. I guess we'll take this stuff by, first of all, the minutes. Has anybody read the
I
minutes?
wasn't here, so I can't.
Okay, yeah, you were.
Yeah, I already told Kerry it was fine.
Okay. So I read them, I didn't see any issues with it, so
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of December 2nd, 2019 as written.
I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. Oops, lost my agenda here. There you go. Sign the warrants. Tower and Howard.
I think there are two in there.
Tatter and Howard, that is the well.
So
That
one is
one's the, that is actually one from the article. That
The
was one that comes out of the
replacement well.
article. That's the replacement well.
Okay, that's a replacement well.
And then there is a Tatter and Howard in one of the warrants that comes out of engineering services.
And that's for the, our water permit.
Okay, so the 2610 is the replacement well.
Yes. And they're just waiting for the engineering firm to get back to them still. I did contact them.
And this is just so that you can review. That one is Wayne.
Lean's advertising.
Yeah, this one right here is, we share Debbie. So 70% the DPW is paying, and we're paying the
What, that's the
30%.
GIS person?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't?
Oh,
That's
what's that,
her,
our payroll?
no, that's her keyboard.
Now, why would we, see, are they gonna pay for us when we upgrade our end here?
No, the parts we weren't supposed to, they're supposed to be paying for something for her to use, like at town hall or
Well-
wherever they work. This
Right,
here, she can come in here and just sit down and work.
right.
But this is for DPW, this is when she's at the DPW. They bought her a keyboard,
Yeah, but
and they're
there's,
saying that they're
Well, let
paying
them run the
70%,
keyboard.
and they're making us pay 30%.
they should be paying all of that.
Send that back.
Send this
Right.
back?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
That wasn't what we had agreed to when they.
right. Plus, does she work for town hall or does she work for DPW? Because I'm just asking because I'm in the background working with her. I have no problems working with her and helping her. I mean, I've done CAD my entire working life, and I've done database administration my entire working life, but I'm not helping her to get somebody else more money. So does she work for town hall, or is she part of
I need
DPW?
help
now?
somebody else. Who's somebody else in here?
Well, if she works for DPW, then,
Here you go, Trish.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Technically, she's
that's all set.
under Chris, because
for supervision,
John Delano's stuff falls under
Tom
Chris,
was
because that's
saying,
highway.
Tatter
Yeah,
and
So
Howard.
technically, she works for DPW and she works for us.
all right.
Okay, so this is.
But
another-
depending on what she's
They have
working
to
on,
pay
it
us.
could be,
Right.
you know, Concom,
They have to pay us.
assessor.
On this, the
Yeah,
Whoever
keyboard.
uses her
they have to pay
Right.
on, so we're not buying
For the
that
most part,
keyboard
it's
over
gonna
there.
be John, it'll be Board of Health, and it'll be
It
DPW.
should mostly
We
be
bought all that
John.
stuff, tell them.
Right. Because there's still equipment to be, there's stuff that we need to acquire to make it a more accurate system, and,
Yeah,
but,
and that stuff would share because you
Right.
use that for both of us, but
Right.
that's just for her to use over there.
Right.
We shouldn't be picking up.
right,
not from
because
the way
we provide her
understand.
with our spot here.
Yeah, which technically she could do all of it here and just John or somebody
Right.
could come down here,
Do you want to continue with
so.
this, the MCI? Can you do that?
Yep.
State water tax.
Yeah, next year that's gonna go up.
Of course it is.
What's going on?
The state water tax, it's gonna be, I think it's going up to $9 per million gallons. So
What is
we'll
it now?
probably see, it's $8, so we'll probably see like $1,000 increase.
Do we need to
Next
pay this
year.
or just Rick?
I think Rick's signature was fine on that, that's just a utility, that's the MCI bill.
Yep. Columbia Gas. Oh. So Atlantic Contracting and Specialties.
So that's the pipe insulation on West Street.
Oh,
So it's-
all right.
It's fully insulated now.
Yeah, that was a big one.
And you had somebody going down and checking on it.
Yep,
And you're
yeah.
happy with what they did?
Oh, yeah, it's, yeah, the guy was, it's an art. I mean, I used to watch them when I did jobs. It's an art to, and he had a lot of things to get around there, because there were a lot of restraint rods on him.
Oh,
Most of
sure,
that
between
pipe.
restraints and hangers and
Yep.
everything else. Okay, so the Tanner and Howard on here is the one for the.
Correct, engineering services, and that would be the.
That's the
continuation.
water permit.
Correct.
Okay. You seen anything from them yet?
Um,
Are they at
well-
least keeping in contact with you?
Well, I try, it's like a lawyer, if you call them, it's billable hours, so I try not to, but I know that it's gone into DEP now.
All right.
So the part that they're supposed to be working on, or they're waiting for sound back from DEP, but
We
DEP
have
has it,
Abatement.
so it'll be up to them to comment back.
And we're not on the hook for
Hey, gentlemen,
at this
coming
point.
in,
We're,
coming in tonight.
we've done what we're
it's
supposed to
supposed
in DEP.
Correct.
He's on the agenda, I never heard from him today, so
I'm assuming
I'm
he's not gonna
assuming he
make
is
it
coming.
then.
Oh, is this the guy with the?
Yeah,
Yes.
but he has multiple finance charges, like, if you paid your bill and you missed a month or two, that's an oops, but when you miss
And this is a
umpteen months in a row,
refund,
it's-
they already
It's not
have
a-
a tie-in, Rick, they already have a partial, correct?
What?
This is the, company that already had a
These are the
partial
first.
tie-in.
are we abating back to,
So,
whoa,
We're not abating, refund,
no, so what is that
that's a refund.
for?
BT,
Oh,
Austin
so
trailer,
all I saw was the 12,000,
Yeah.
but it's not, it's 3.
No, it's 3,
Yep,
yeah.
yes, that's fine.
no, not 12.
Yeah, I'm like, oh.
No.
So that's okay? You're giving
Yes,
back
yeah,
$3,000
because
bucks?
he had a water service, and it was just a swap out. He actually had 2 water services.
so you abandoned one and replaced the meter, or?
No, well, he abandoned both of them because they went, but one was tied in illegally, but they caught themselves and applied. That was several years back, so that they were legal for the second one.
Okay.
Good.
That, we just have to make sure before that we vote on that.
The next one.
Yeah, before we close.
So getting back to the water lanes now, we got $144,000 on the water lanes. That means that we have to raise that much cash
Sorry, Tom,
to cover the budget.
the inside.
So you gotta go up
I'm sorry.
$144,000 in, see, from the people who are paying.
Alright, sorry.
To
This
meet the bills.
requires-
Right, but at this point, so many people are doing, but they've increased this time, but we have income coming in now, there's a steady flow, because it's been a slow progression, but it's rising, more people are defaulting.
But you still have to raise more money from the people who pay, because
Right, which
it doesn't matter
that's
what's
not-
on the books.
Right, that's not fair.
You have to
People
bring in
that pay.
enough cash at the end, on June 30th, to pay the bills for the year.
Right,
So the people who do pay have to pay more to cover the people who don't pay. Now, is somebody looking back to make sure that the town hall, when they collect this money on the taxes, that it gets switched over to our revenue?
Yeah, he does it, I forget when he does it. He does it at a specific time and then it goes in.
Yeah, so at this point, I'm sure last year we had somewhere
Yeah,
around.
we had a steady stream on that.
And so somebody's checking to see that we're actually getting,
Yeah,
we're getting this money.
yeah,
Because years ago, we didn't always get it.
right.
So it's easy. 'Cause all it is bank accounts in the town and they just slip it into
like
their own
hands.
account.
Yeah.
Not a personal account, but another town account.
Right.
And somebody else gets it. So, and then we end up going up on water rates when we don't have to. So you want to try to keep track of how much money goes out every year and how much money comes in.
Yeah.
And it should balance out at some point.
It got hard to tell because at one point, because Ed went so far behind and then he paid rapidly, so it kind of skewed the numbers for a while.
Right. That would confuse things a little bit. But that's a lot of money. Do we have to sign that?
No, she was just making you aware
No,
that
she
she
just
was.
wanted to show you.
Give us the
copies.
bad
How much
news.
was it last year?
She wanted
I don't, it was
just
less
to be
than
able
that.
to see it.
I know it went up, but I can't tell you how much.
Right.
If you want that information, I can be sure to get that for you, from the difference from last year.
Yeah, I was
to
just
this year.
curious how much it might have gone up.
From fiscal 18 to 19? Okay.
So why do you think it went up?
The
The
more
economy's
people,
good.
well, we think it's good, but truly it isn't. You have to look to find it. Because you still see houses go empty and,
I honestly believe that a lot of people are under the impression that a lot of people are very naive and they believe that their water bill falls under their taxes, because it happens all the time. People call and they say, oh, that's not part of my taxes, and I'm like, don't you like,
But if a bill comes in the mail, why don't you at least double check and make
you
sure?
think they open it, but it's like the leak letters that we send out, they go in the trash. Most of the people that you see anything from the town, they don't even really, you know.
that's like
they
when we
think it's
sent
junk
out
mail.
the notices with the bills.
Mhm.
They all saw them, but they threw them out and
Yeah.
ignored them.
Amazing.
And we
I
think,
think a lot of people don't even open the mail, regular mail that comes to the houses anymore anyway. They just
No,
throw
it's
it all
like
out.
cell phone calls, you know?
Yeah.
People used to answer them all, now you don't bother answering it because it's just spam.
Old business. 2021 budget. Have you worked on that?
I've started to, so I'm trying to look back so I can find a good year to balance against, but it's hard because, so I'm typing in 2016, but I think that's the one I'll track against for my budget because 2017 was the leak.
Yeah.
So obviously, we used more. In 2018, or 2019 is no good because,
Price of chemicals go up.
well, it's been a wet season, so we used
It's been way
a
down.
lot less water, so our production has been down.
Did price of chemicals go up at all this last year?
They haven't sent us any notices on big increases, I mean, they're always going up. But I
So you gotta
haven't
keep
seen
an eye on that, because you always gotta figure in, if they're going up like 5%, you gotta add that in anyway, so.
Yeah, we wouldn't be changing any chemicals, anything new would be coming online, we'd still be using all the same.
Right,
Right.
you try not to change anything, cause,
Any new testing coming about? Are they putting anything that we gotta do?
I'm not sure about the PFAS and how fast that'll come up.
The what?
PFAS,
What's that
that's
one?
the plastic,
Forever chemicals, they just had another thing I saw in the paper the other day about that. Did you guys
Right.
get calls on it, or?
I didn't get in, we haven't received any calls on it, but I think they're gonna make everybody start testing for it.
Is that an expensive one, or?
I have no idea yet, cause they're still going through their promulgate or whatever that word is. But they're gonna stuff our ruling down our throats.
You better include figure out from the lab.
There's been some places that have done it already.
Yeah,
I think Easton might be one of them.
right, I thought
They-
they failed somewhere on
They,
one of the
they
roads.
did. But
Somebody told me
Give
that-
them a call and find out how much the testing costs.
Yeah,
Somebody told me Easton failed. They were-
yeah,
Yep. No, they were, that was part of what was in the paper. Them and there was another one around that did,
right.
that they were, you know, that made the paper, oh joy.
Yeah, you don't wanna make the paper. Not for that. Update on the replacement well.
So they're waiting on the engineering firm to get back to them. It's like the slowest process ever. It's a good thing we didn't need the well.
We need it, we just don't.
I know,
rush.
it's,
Update on water permit.
DEP has it, we're waiting for comment back from them.
So everything's in holding pattern, huh?
Yes.
Update new water service.
That's waiting on our permit renewal because, you know,
Water source.
Yeah,
And I saw there was a vehicle, we signed bills there, you had a vehicle repair for $1,300.
they replaced all the tires, so the guys were squawking. We got Tom to fix the van. The brakes were gone and it needed all 4 tires.
Sure. And how you coming on the replacement van?
So the replacement, I just got a quote out of, it's 15,000 for that, so I've gotta talk with MHQ, cause they still showing a body on theirs. But it looks like the price for the vehicle will be somewhere between $50,000 and $60,000. But that's for a 1-ton truck. I looked at the weight of the shell, it's not that heavy, so I don't think you need a 1-ton truck. I don't know that you get a better frame out of a 1-ton versus a 3/4 ton.
So check with MHQ to make that decision?
Yeah, check with whoever's selling the body and see what they recommend.
Yeah, I'll
Because depending on the body, you get a load of that thing, it's gonna be heavy.
Right,
Yeah, are you still talking fully enclosed,
yes.
with boxes?
Yeah, with the side doors, yes.
A lot of our stuff's heavy, the tools are heavy, the fittings are heavy.
Yeah,
See what they suggest, see what,
I mean, the van's a 3/4 ton too, so it's not,
it's gonna be a 2-wheel drive truck?
yes. Well, no, it'll be a 4-wheel drive, but,
Single rear wheel?
yes. Yeah, I didn't see the need for dual, we're not gonna carry that much.
You're basically replacing all the
you
vans
should-
with this
right, you
truck.
probably
Right.
should,
With
3/4.
the van's 3/4 ton?
Yes. They don't get that much heavy stuff. If it go heavy, it ends up in the back of my truck or we use it for the dump.
But here's the thing, what's the body weigh?
The body, I think it was like 570 pounds. It
That's
wasn't,
it?
yeah, it wasn't a lot of weight because it's sheet metal. It's not,
A fully
And it
enclosed
sits-
is only 600 pounds? It
Yeah.
doesn't sound right.
Did you see that new place they're building up there just over the line up by Nielsen, where Nielsen Fence used to be? Step van? I don't know what they're gonna sell, but it sounds like they're gonna sell some of the specialized truck.
where's that, on South Main?
Main Street going right up by North Quantity Cycle Shop.
Yeah.
It's on the right-hand side, where Nielsen Fence was. They bought that land
Oh, all
there.
right, yeah, there's something going in. I did see something going in
It
there.
says coming soon, step van. It says
Oh,
step van.
yeah, there's a big thing for, handicap vans. It's,
Oh,
the
I thought it sounded
accessory,
like
yeah.
work van. I thought that's what
yeah, no,
I thought like plumbing trucks were called step vans.
no. I don't believe so, but I'll look it up.
I don't know.
Internet's good for many things.
I just saw the sign.
But yeah, as long as, because we're gonna get into more bad weather, so the van's gonna take more of it. Be good to get that as soon as.
Right. So they just, town hall finally got tired of looking at a van out there, so they pressured Tom to finally come to a $16,187.56.
Oh,
That's what the insurance is paying?
Yeah,
It's not bad for a
No,
10-year-old van.
Yeah,
it's not, I think it's 9 years old.
well,
Still, that's
still.
great money.
yeah.
That's
Good.
fair, let's say that.
Yeah, just make sure we get it.
Yeah, well, I had to be careful, because this is the van that accidentally got titled to DPW.
Oh, for God's sake. You gotta be kidding me.
How did that?
I have no, it happened before me, so, but somehow it got titled to DPW, not us.
But we paid for it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we've been maintaining it. so
yeah,
that
I mean,
should
it was our van, but
Yeah.
it's just entitled, it didn't really matter, cause it's one town, it just,
That's
Things like
because
this
of,
is
you
just
know
to make
why?
sure-
Because it went through
because, yeah, it
it
went
goes
through
through the
MHQ.
DPW, they, you know, they're in charge of buying them or whatever. That's what happened, they put it in their name.
As long as we get the money to put towards the new.
Make sure you get the whole check.
No, I'll keep an eye out for it.
Hi, yeah. And don't forget to include an article for a lease purchase, and we'll put that money directly toward the truck.
So I asked Scott about the lease purchase, and he said it's easier to do when it's a small amount, but when it gets to be the larger amount that I had mentioned, the price that I had just mentioned,
But you gotta take 16 grand off of it.
yeah, it still doesn't get down that far.
Yeah, so what's the problem?
I'm not sure, but I'll ask him again. I only asked him in passing, and he knew about it. I'll ask him again.
Why, was he going to take a,
What do you want?
Bond on us,
straight
or-
purchase?
I'm not sure how he'd do that. I'm not sure how I know they have their ways that they work money. They have their own cash that they work from, and then they move some around for something.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
let's keep it in our name and let's not borrow their town's money. Let's keep it so that it's our money. We do a lease purchase, we make a payment on it once a year for like 4 years. It's like $10,000 a year.
Yeah,
It's clean, it's ours.
right.
Doesn't get mixed up in somebody else's budget. I'm all for that. I don't know about you guys, but getting caught up in another budget and borrowing money from another budget is,
Not just see what he comes up with for his reason, because, you know, if there's
Yeah.
something that trips it at a certain money, but if it's
Right,
just-
I'll ask
if
him.
it's just the amount of the lease payment or something.
you know, we've been doing it for years, so. All right. Anybody got anything else?
I got a question.
Okay.
Well, since I wasn't here, at the last
You got
meeting, I got
volunteered.
volunteered to do something, and before I went and talked to Gagny, I wanna make sure I'm asking the right questions.
So so I sent out solicitations to electricians to see if they'd be interested, and I've gotten a few back that said not interested. So somebody just came down the hill.
Okay.
And most of the people that are applying for the job, well, actually, we haven't gotten any more applications now, there's no skills. They don't have any skills.
Yeah,
They're just, so I don't like the title laborer. It's, I consider it demeaning to our guys. They're not just shovel diggers, we do a lot of electronics, instrumentation, we use a lot of different computer programs. I'd prefer that the title was changed and we might be able to attract somebody. We haven't had one single degree person actually apply for it, even though it requests a degree.
so the issue is if we call it a technician, if.
I prefer it was called a water technician or something different. It doesn't matter what union they're in, just that the title.
But what's the deal, I guess, my question is as far as what's Gagny have for
I don't know what
input?
I don't know how that part of that whole end works, so I don't know if you call them something different than the other guys, does that mess it, I'm not sure.
All right, so just in general,
Ask.
okay, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't something specific that I was
Right.
gonna screw up if I went in and talked to him.
No, it's,
The only problem I have with changing it to a technician like that is that when you got a leak in the middle of the street, the guy's gonna say, I'm a technician, I'm not getting down there in the hole, and you need a laborer.
well,
Now
there,
you got a bunch of
It's
technicians.
gonna be in his job description.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
that's,
you've
Okay,
seen my
I
job
just wanna make
description,
sure.
I've seen many that match mine. Mine was developed from many others.
yeah.
Okay, I don't have any problem with it, as
You
long
you
as,
are this, but if we need it, you're gonna be that.
Right, you're gonna do everything from cleaning a toilet to emptying trash to climbing to the top of the water.
okay.
Do
I have no
do you
problem
think
with that.
it's just the title, or is it how much we're offering also?
So, so I'll talk to that at some point. Their contract comes up, but I think we should increase their stipend It hasn't been increased in many years now. But I think our pay is comparable to everybody around us. Easton pays more, Bridgewater pays less, Brockton pays less. Other towns pay more, some pay less. It's not, I think our pay is
We're not
comparable.
way out of line.
No.
That's right, okay.
How about with the licenses, with the guys with the drinking water licenses and?
Even
The water
that,
bill.
I mean, there are well, I showed you the card with the outrageous ones, and then there are towns that are paying, you know, they're 6 figures now for water licenses, because they're hard to get.
Right.
And that's their goal, to make
Well, there's
them harder to get.
I'm getting those things in the mail all the time for jobs. There's job openings everywhere because they haven't got anybody.
Right, so Bridgewater
Licenses.
has 3 openings, I believe, Easton has 1, we have 2 that they're not filling because, you know,
Nobody's got
they're not
licenses.
getting any skills.
Yeah.
I mean, at one point, I would have preferred somebody to do the thing, so, the regulation part of it, but then I would have been out doing the other part in the field. I'd rather stay in and hire somebody that can do the things that I'm doing out there.
Well, you're the
That's why I'm looking-
superintendent, you should be in. That's.
Right, so that's why I've changed my thing, looking for somebody with electrical skills versus,
So we're in the same boat as other places. It's
Yeah.
not just us because
No,
of
it's-
money or something like
it's not
that. It's
just us.
just,
it's a very good paying
Well, they were
career.
predicting that for years, that there was everybody was a water superintendent, there were a lot of towns around there, everybody's getting ready to retire. And there was gonna be a shortage of people with the licenses to fill the gap. And they're seeing it now. Okay,
So the,
right, so I'll do that in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
See what his schedule is.
yeah, because their contract doesn't come up till, it ends in July.
Yeah, we want to change the ad if we.
this is the
Right.
gentleman from Springfield. Yeah. So what we'll do
I'm
is,
gonna step out.
this will be the last thing for
Yeah,
the
so
night.
could I, so
What's
before you
the
step out though.
last
could-
meeting?
Yeah, you've got to vote
I mean, the
on
next meeting?
a meeting
You
date.
can't,
We
oh
have to
yeah,
vote on that, and we also, this is the yearly postings. This is for 2020. All the Monday meetings, anything that's highlighted is a Monday holiday that is, has been moved to a Tuesday.
Okay, so we have to
So,
vote on that?
Those have to be voted on, yes.
motion to accept the list as Rick is reading right now.
Yeah, it's fine, we may have to shuffle it a little bit, we'll go with it. I'm fine with it.
You
fine with
hear it?
Second,
I'll make a motion.
I made the motion,
I'll
second.
second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Alright, so that's to accept that. Does that include the first meeting of the?
Yes.
The 6th, right?
Yeah.
January 21st?
Sixth,
would be
yep,
the first.
should be the
Yeah, the
sixth.
first one, yeah, but the first one,
Next
that's
one'll be
on.
the 3rd, right?
Right, February 3rd.
Right?
So your next meeting is January 6th.
And then the one after
And then the
that.
next one after that would be January 21st, and then February,
So the,
January
There's a holiday
21st
in
is
there,
going
No,
to
but
be a...
February 21st is the holiday, so we go to the 22nd.
yeah, but you're skipping
No.
the second one in January.
You've got January 6th, which is a Monday.
Yep,
Then the holiday falls on that, so it would be Tuesday, January 21st would be your second meeting in January.
okay, fuck the Monday.
Yeah.
And then in February, the first meeting would be Monday, February 3rd, and the second one would be Tuesday, February
Because it's a
18th
holiday.
because of the
Yep.
holiday.
That works. Was there another thing you said we had to vote on?
Well, it's not a vote, more a discussion. DPW keeps asking to borrow, so you remember that there's an issue with the stream from Grant Street backing up into the fields up to the back of North Elm?
Yeah.
So they keep trying to borrow an excavator to go in brush crushing and clearing out the stream. I'm not a rocket scientist, but water flows downhill, so if you see stagnant water on one side of a bridge and stagnant water on the other side, then it's blocked up to that point, and you go further downstream and find the blockage to get it to drain.
Yeah.
So they've already got it stuck once up on Grant Street,
What stuck?
the excavator.
Our excavator?
Yeah, they should be renting a machine to take in there and dent up and scratch up and
Has there been damage to the machine?
Not at this point. But
Okay.
they're not
I can tell
trying to
you-
drain the thing correctly either.
I was told where the thing is blocked up. I understand it's, you
It's
know.
gotta be behind Tiffany somewhere further down.
Yeah, it is. It's, you know where John Peterson lived? The dentist?
No, but I know how water flows.
But if
and
it's,
I know where
but if it's
not
down
flowing.
there and they're digging up here. it's
Right,
not
they're on the
gonna-
wrong
The
end.
people put all their leaves and all their brush, and they block the brook up. The brook doesn't flow anymore.
Right.
There's no more brook. There used to be a brook right in back of Armquist. You know where Armquist lived? Shirley Armquist. There was a brook in her backyard. She had a bridge over it for years.
Which one are you talking about now?
The
Are you
one on
talking about
Colton
Colton
Street.
Street?
Yep. It backs up to Tiffany Circle, and there's a brook back there. And the neighbor, 2 houses closer, my sister at her place backed up to Armquist. Used to be a brook right there. About 2 houses going toward Grant Street, they filled it in with leaves. There's no more water flowing there. The brook's gone. The brook is just dry. And the water's just building up. So it made like a beaver dam.
Right,
So somebody needs to go in there and clean that out and to get the brook to flow. Eldon and Coits have been complaining about the field and the.
right.
And
which
it's
is
been
back-
about
for
that for
years.
years.
Right.
And
backing
it's
up.
all because somebody on Tiffany Circle
Right.
stopped the brook from flowing.
So,
But-
I understand that, and it's not to me to tell people they should know
All right.
how to do their job, but,
How bad, do we have a right of way in there?
so supposedly they have the right, you have the right for stream reclamation,
Okay.
I think. But on that side, when you go in, it's really dense. It's not, like, they've already dropped some trees on the other side trying to go up towards North Elm, which is the wrong direction to be heading.
If we're gonna send our machine in there, why don't we send one of our guys up there?
Well, I
To
don't,
run.
we send our machine with it, our guy with the
Oh, we
machine.
do, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as they have a guy with a chainsaw and they keep it out of the brush. You
Yeah.
can do it, you just gotta be careful.
But if you're going in the wrong direction, that's taking
Well, I mean,
our
you-
guy and using the machine that.
You're wasting
the
my
guy-
time.
Maybe they
The
want
guy
to do
could
the
be
whole
doing
road.
something else.
Maybe they want to do the whole drainage ditch, but they haven't fixed it yet, huh?
No comment.
So what are they looking for?
Well, eventually they'll ask again to borrow the machine and a guy, but they're going in the wrong direction.
Why, where do you think they should be going
They
in?
should be going towards Tiffany.
So they've already done that, now they need to go towards, they've done the north end.
Well, they can't get in, but if you drained it, you'd be able to go up both sides.
Right.
But if you don't drain it first, you're
Well,
walking
they
over a
flood it
swamp.
out, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
first thing they gotta do is drain it. Well, that's pretty simple. I mean, everybody
You
knows
would
that.
think.
It's simple, but you gotta get somebody up in there with something big enough to rip out, because that's been there for a long time.
Right.
So that could, it's not like just shoveling out some leaves out.
No, they need to
anymore.
get a chainsaw and clear a path down the side of the drainage ditch and get in there. Coming up from the low side, wherever they're gonna come up
Yeah.
from.
Yeah,
Well,
because
it's dry, I know, behind John
front
Peterson's house
yard,
because the brook is dry. There's no water in it. I seen it. I was like, hey, where'd the brook go?
Well, but that's, you'd have to go up like through the yards to get up
Yeah.
there going from Tiffany, at least.
Yeah, you'd basically be in somebody's backyard unless you're on the far
Unless
side.
someone
of the
gives you
bank.
permission to.
Yeah, they go through somebody's yard and get out there and it's gonna benefit everybody to get.
Right, if you drain it, everybody else benefits from
They
it.
need main, those ditches fill in if they don't dig them out every once in a while.
Right.
And especially when people are dumping all this stuff
Especially
in
when
the
they dump
ditches,
stuff in them.
thinking, maybe they're thinking the water's gonna carry it away, and then after a couple of years, it doesn't anymore. All right. So,
Alright, so we're all set with that?
Yep.
maybe just give hints to them that they're going, could be going in the other direction when they ask.
I can suggest. It never
Yeah.
goes well.
Okay,
Suggest anyway.
so,
Maybe I'll get
Hang on, Larry.
If it looks too bad and they're gonna scratch the heck out of the machine and tell them to rip one.
Yeah, well, Kenny knows enough not to go in where it hasn't been cleared enough.
Years ago.
Okay, so just tell them to use their chainsaw and cut the trees down, get them out of
But
this.
again, we don't wanna keep sinking it in the swamp either, and
Yeah,
haul it
oh,
out.
Losing my eyesight.
Pull, dropping the tracks off,
Infections.
something like that.
For 3 months, I just came from Mass General now, it's just, you know, when it rains, it pours.
All right.
You gotta get rid of the infection, otherwise you're gonna continue.
I have the AC, yeah, and I'm like chicken scratch and then,
So it's killing me.
And so we're all set once he leaves, we're not needing him back.
No, I'll keep my mouth shut.
Because of that.
Oh, we didn't
But
have
if I
time
wasn't
to.
good enough in the troubles to heal, this is made a complete leg if we cut a toe
so
off.
this will be.
Yeah, we should go on.
Hey, thanks, happy holidays.
Okay, so where is his, bill?
That's it right there.
That's his, right there.
That's his.
Why don't you come right up here, sir? Yes. Why does this bill go to Boston?
Because I have a house in Boston too, well, I'm losing that house too, but my accountant picks up the mail from that box.
Oh, okay. So what is it that you're looking to do here?
Well, what I was trying to do is, I've had, unfortunately, several health issues. I actually just came from Mass General again now. Briefly, I had a massive heart attack a couple of years ago. They found an aneurysm on my heart. I was in the hospital for like 3 months. And I finally got back to work, kind of got caught up a little bit, found out I was diabetic and I'm losing my eyesight. So, like a lot of people, I have to get 2 needles in the center of each eye every month. About 5 months ago, I had a little cut on one of my toes. It turned into an infection that I was in the hospital for 2 more months, and it's just, I'm almost ready to go into foreclosure with the house, and all I'm trying to do is at least just get I know it's been behind, but at least try to just get the demands removed, and they did it last year. I did not know they would only do it once. They said I would have to come and, you know, speak here. And my wife works for me, so she's not working, I'm not working, and the bills don't stop, obviously. I understand it's late, I've been making $50 a month payments, and I'm basically doing everything I can to try to stay afloat. And the demands are what's really, I think there's like 3 demands on there. It's either 2 or 3.
4, actually, I think.
So you've been paying $50 a month?
Yeah, since October when I got released from the hospital.
October of this year.
Yes, yes.
But the other demand charges are all back, going
Right,
back to
this is-
17.
This has been going on since 2016. So it's just been, you know.
We should have abated that one.
Yeah, I think there
Yeah,
were
that's the
4
one.
and they took 1 off. And
Yeah,
it's-
that's the one that was abated. And we paid. Okay. So it was staying current back.
Yeah, it was okay for a while, and then I'm not even supposed to be working, and I'm like, I gotta work, how do you just not work anymore? Disability says it's not a permanent problem, my doctor says it is a permanent problem.
So, right now you're at $517.
I believe another payment came in after that.
For another 50?
No, I mean, yeah, that I paid another
Yeah.
50, because I did October, November, and December.
Stick for this bill.
But I see a payment in April, and I see one in October.
And then I did November and December.
So we missed May, June, July,
Right.
August, September. Has any of this gone to lien yet?
I can't answer that.
list
Jay,
right
if I
here.
can,
Got the list.
if I account number.
Yes, this one is by account number, so. What is this account number?
02376.
2376.
It is. These not, the account numbers aren't in order.
No, they're not in order.
Oh, they're not?
No,
Would make it hard.
So how do they do it?
that's what I'm trying to figure out now.
Doesn't seem by
No,
name,
It's not by
alphabetical.
name, it's not by street. I'm not sure how it gets generated.
Wait, I can go, I can look on the system.
Well, we could- nope. There's way too many of these.
So it's done by adjustment date.
Great, except they all have the same
I
adjustment
know.
date. Which doesn't, nope, 76. This back is just the same list
Yeah,
differently.
just done differently.
I don't think he's on it.
No, it doesn't look like it.
Unless it was for the wrong account number. Nope.
cut down $100. That's 2 payments.
Well, there's definitely a third one, I don't know if it's before that or what, but there was, the deal was, they asked me to send 20 a month, and I said, well, I think I can do 50 a month. So the first one was like October 4th, then November 4th, then December 4th.
Yep, right here, October 7th.
Okay, maybe,
November
but,
7th
yeah.
and December 9th is when they will all apply.
So how many of these, demand charges were you looking to?
Well, the three of them would make my life a lot easier. And I could get this paid quicker too. Like I said, I'm not even supposed to be working, obviously, against my doctor's order to start back to work.
So,
I just ran it from 15 to current, so you
Yeah.
can just see, just so that you can see that's the current balance, and here, these would be the most recent demand charges,
yeah,
so that you can see. I'm printing one as well, just so that. And it has not gone to late yet. This would be the most current right here.
somehow you gotta get current so that you don't get that demand charge.
Because it's just gonna keep
It
coming
just
back
keeps
up.
adding up.
Oh, okay, they told me as long as I did this every month, that the fees would stop.
Right.
Yes, we did
Oh.
put him on a payment plan,
Yeah,
Okay.
so,
As long as you make your payments, you don't get a demand charge.
correct.
Yeah,
All
so, but
So
if
I'm gonna
you,
try to go up to 100 a month and get it completely, down to nothing.
yeah, that's what you need to do. So,
the
look,
last demand
at
charge is
$50 a
July,
month, you should be able to
Last
even
demand
get, by the
charge
time you get
is
the next
July.
bill, you get it caught up.
Right,
Last demand
that's the last demand charge.
Correct,
Was back.
because that's when
That's
he-
before we put him on the payment plan.
Correct. And then we put him on the payment plan, and he has not had any of those since. No more demand charges. The finance charges will also ceased. Those will stop as well.
Yeah, because the last finance charge was actually September
Yeah.
before the first $50
Mhm.
payment.
Well, I'll make a motion to give him back $100 on the demand,
And I think,
And you-
I put him on for a year. I think I
okay?
put him on the
It's
payment
not
plan.
gonna
pay
go
50
that long.
If you pay $50 a month, that's, $600 a year. That is still not gonna catch them up. Well, we'll take $100 off, that'll be 400. Yeah, we'll catch them up.
So-
Well, it's 417 now, right?
No, no, it is
Yeah.
It's
470.
417, yeah.
Because-
No.
They-
Alright.
So that bring down
I just-
317.
That's what I just did.
And probably in 3 to
Yeah.
4 months, I would have it completely caught up.
He's paying the interest anyway, so.
Yeah, everything else is paid. It's
Yeah,
been-
he's- But I mean, he's still paying the interest on what he owes the town. It's just a demand. See, the reason why we put that demand in there, when somebody doesn't pay their bill, we have to go up with somebody else's bill to pay it, because we have to raise enough cash to cover our budget.
Right.
So the feeling was that a lot of people just weren't paying their bills, and it wasn't fair to go up on the people who were paying to cover the people who weren't paying. So that's why we put the demand in, because some people just don't pay and they let it go to water lien, which really costs them a lot more money, but they think they can write it off on their income taxes,
Yeah.
and that goes, because they pay it as a part of their taxes.
I do understand all about what you're saying because I'm self-employed. I haven't worked in 6 months. Well, I've been working the past 3 weeks, but I own a repossession business. So it's kind of like the same thing. The people that don't pay, the people that do pay on their loans, their, interest rate goes up based on the deficiency of
Right.
people that don't pay. And it's not like, you know, I'm just don't wanna work. You know, they're talking about either removing a toe or my leg, you know, which if they do that, it's just, I'm done for.
So what are your thoughts on,
You made a motion?
yeah, I'll make a motion, and give back 100.
I'll second it.
Okay. All in favor? Alright. So we'll give him back 100. And then he's gonna stay on his payment plan and see if we can get this thing caught up.
So
You
Rick,
give us $50 a month?
I'm gonna try to do the 100 because now I'm, like I said, I'm not supposed to be working, but I gotta pay bills, I gotta
Yeah.
keep the house. So I'm hoping to do 100 a month, that's my goal, like starting January 1st.
Okay, well, we'll try to work with you and where it's a health issue and try to help you out.
All right.
so Rick, you made the motion,
You
right?
made the motion.
And
Yeah.
you seconded it?
Yeah.
And that was for $100?
Yep.
Yeah, 2 demand charges.
Alright,
Excellent, thank you very much.
alright. Merry Christmas.
You too.
Good luck.
Yeah, thank you. As long as I don't lose my leg, I'll be doing good.
Well, we'll keep you in our prayers.
Thank you. It does help, even though some people say it doesn't. It's just like they were gonna take a toe, but because of the heart attack I had when they robbed all the veins, now I don't have good enough blood flow in my toes. They're like, that's the fastest, easiest way to make sure your blood doesn't get infected. Your blood gets infected, you die. But if we take part of the toe, and then the blood is not circulating enough to cure, you know, the work that they do, the operation, then they have to go farther and farther.
Yeah.
And I had, you know, Mass General, 2 infectious doctors that run the whole department, one saying, take the toe, and one saying, if we do, we're not gonna stop at the toe, it's gonna be the foot, the knee, and the leg, so, till it'll be able to heal, so that's, you know, and it's just being real careful that it doesn't open back up and it works. So I'm trying, it's not like I'm out shooting pool,
Okay.
I don't have any fun stuff at all. But thank you very much
All right,
for your
good luck.
time. Thank you.
Take
All right,
care.
thanks, you too.
Alright, do you have anything else that you can bring up?
Nope, I got my marching orders with Gagny, so, nope. I'm good. Oh, and you're sending that bill back, right? That's what we ended up, the one for the keyboard, the 30% of the keyboard.
Yeah, I've got this one
That's
right
just
here,
going back to
and,
them.
I'll hand deliver it
And
to
if you want, you
Cindy.
can speak to Gagny about that if he brings
Well,
it
if,
up.
yeah,
I'm sure I'm sure they're not gonna like it, she'll give me the.
Well,
reply
I'll call
tomorrow,
him,
but
I'll
there's
call
nothing
him
that-
tomorrow to set up, talk, you know, see when about talking, and I'll mention that, because that, when we did discuss how stuff was gonna be split up, and that wasn't part of what was being, you know, if she
Yeah,
needed
we'll buy
stuff
that
to
stuff.
work over there, if
Right.
it's stuff that she uses for all of it, like locator equipment or
Yeah.
something, we'd split it.
Mhm.
If it's something that's just for that side, they were supposed to pick that up.
Right,
That's how
yeah,
it was
because
all.
there's still a laptop, there's a whole,
I was gonna say,
Even though
didn't we
she's-
purchase a laptop for her?
no, they did,
What?
but that bill's out there somewhere.
Oh,
Yeah, but they were supposed to take care
Right.
of that.
okay.
So no, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. We're out of here. That wasn't bad.